We are out here today in San Pedro, California, with Monique, and we're here to get her insight on some couple topics. Well, first of all, can you let us know a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm 37 years old, mom of five, have college education, really good education as elementary and high school, but I also have knowledge to the streets, and when it comes to stripping, I work in clubs.
Okay, and like, what kind of advice would you have for a lot of these young ladies out here who think, like the answer to a hard life? Well, sometimes not even a hard life, but they figure they have a hard life, so they turn to drugs. And I mean, what would you say about that? I mean, what would you tell them?
Drugs have never really been my issue, more alcohol, pills, fast money. Everyone thinks that being a stripper is so glamorous and oh, you meet like these guys with money, and it's not like that. It's really a hard life. Like sometimes you make no money, and not only that, it opens a whole gateway to drugs if you haven't tried drugs before, been on drugs. Like you just lose yourself completely in like that whole nightlife.
Okay, so they make it seem something that it's not.
It's not ever what it seems. Like I wish somebody would have warned me, like that stripping or clubs or even bartending or whatever wasn't like how it really was going to be. And I would never recommend somebody to go into stripping or like that nightlife or having a pimp or having a friend that has a pimp or Asian clubs where there's mama sons where you sit down and get picked by men, because it's not what it seems like at all.
Okay. And how long were you doing that for?
I started off working with mama sons at the age of 18, and I'm 37. And little by little, it led me to going to strip clubs, bikini bars, eventually fully nude, which eventually ends up prostituting. And it's a life that most people don't get out of.
And what helped you get out of it? Like, who helped you, or what helped you get out of it?
Hitting rock bottom, losing my kids, losing my freedom, losing family, friends, having nobody that I knew or trusted, and actually going to jail.
Wow. So you did some jail time.
Yes.
How long were you in jail for?
Out of the last 5 years, actual jail time was 571 days, which they doubled up, and I got credit for 1,142, which I just ended up taking care of my legal matters due to hit and runs, driving under the influence of pills, and losing my kids, not going to classes, and just meeting people on the street that would jack me, like they would steal from me, and ending up in cities or places where I didn't know or remember the next day.
And now, do you have your children back?
I got one of them back, and I'm on my way to getting the rest back. I am
And
no longer on probation or parole.
how long is the process to get them back?
It took me 2010 is when I lost them for the first time. The first time I got one of them back was in 2014. I lost her again due to going back to jail from violations. And this year is the first time that I've had her back as long as I've had. And the case is going to get closed in October.
Awesome. So, what are you doing nowadays? What's different now?
What's different now is that I had to cut a lot of people out of my life that I thought cared about me, that I became codependent on. Because with that life, you become codependent on either a guy, girls, the club, money.
So,
And now I'm just seeing what it is that Monique enjoys, what Monique wants.
okay. So now you're back to normal, or you're still working at it, or?
I don't think I'll ever be normal because of everything I've been through. but I would like to someday be back to like a functioning citizen in like society, whether it's part-time, full-time. I mean, I got the chance to be a mom again, which is like my, like, I mean, that's my motivation right there, to keep me from turning around and going back when times are hard with money, because I mean, it's always going to be hard with money. Money's an addiction as well.
That's right. So for all the girls that think they watch TV and they want to keep up, you know, with the people on TV as far as
Looks, stripping,
Yeah.
body work, modeling, attention, certain types of drugs, alcohol, nightlife, it's not worth it.
it's not worth it at all.
For me, bartending, waitressing turned into stripping, you know, basically not prostituting on the streets, but I mean, escorting my own self out.
That's why the TV is the biggest liar that you have in the house. You know, everything that's on TV is usually a lie, and people need to understand that. But in reality, when reality hits you in the face, you find out that it's not worth it, right?
If you don't go through it for yourself, or you don't know somebody, and a lot of times it's not even enough for you to know somebody, you're never really gonna get it until you actually go through like losses or beatings or stealings. Fortunately, I was never raped, but a lot of girls do get raped.
Okay, well, there's actually all the questions we have for today, but we want to thank you for taking your time out of your day and answering some of our questions here. And the last question we have for you today is, do you believe in God?
Yes, I do.
Do you know God?
I do, and I believe that if it wasn't for me knowing God, I would have never made it to where I am today.
So all glory be.
To God.
That's right. Okay, Monique, well, we're going to be getting out of here. And like I said again, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.